What's going on, everyone? RG here, and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 speed build on the channel, people. And boy, oh boy, what I've got for you today. Everyone making daycares and shops and pottery businesses, I'm making a freaking jail. Because we all know that this is what the Sims team wanted you to make with the brand new pack, the businesses and hobbies. I don't know if that's a hobby, but that's definitely gonna be a business. And people, after so long, 10 years that we've been waiting for, it's finally possible to actually run a prison, imprisonate those scumbag Sims inside, and make money out of their back. Yeah, just imagine that that's not the Sims who are actually paying you to imprison them, because that's gonna be a little bit fucked up, but imagine that it is the government of the Sims that doing so. Okay, they are paying you by the hour to imprison them over here. And there are so many things that basically gonna make you feel like you're actually running a prison in this build, and I'm gonna get to all of those in a bit, so lay back, put your feet up, and enjoy the show, because we're gonna talk about everything from how the pack is going so far, some bugs that I noticed in the pack, and literally everything. And of course I'm gonna explain to you exactly how it's gonna be not 20, not 30, not 40% functional, but 200% functional. This is such a fun business to run. I've been doing the play testing, which took a long time, but I'm gonna explain everything in a bit. But let's start from the basics. And of course I'm talking about size, price, where, and what. So we are on 64 by 64 on a Windenburg. Yes, I was trying to build it, like at least at the beginning when I was doing some play testing, I was trying to build it on 50 by 50. It was too small for me, to be honest. I wanted it to be a 100 by 100, but you know, we don't have those. And oh, by the way, from time to time I'm gonna do like small pauses just like now to explain to you. As you can see, I'm making a roof and I'm scattering all around, and because there are like a couple of like repetitive actions, you're not gonna see me doing like a roof 5 times because of those wings. So I just wanted to let you know that from time to time I'm gonna do like small pauses explaining the building process, explaining something that I was doing in order for it to work. And that roof over there, I just wanted to have like a semi, let's call it like half a wall high roof. So I actually used those sheds. I do believe that they are from high school university, yeah, high school years back. So you need to have that in order to have that specific ceiling design. Okay, but yeah. So we are 64 by 64 in Windenburg, which is I really love that map, to be honest, and it is the second time that I'm building a prison over here. Yeah, people, this is not the first one. For those of you who are around the channel or have been like chilling in the channel for a long time, you know that I've created the isolated prison a long back. I do believe that I actually checked it was like 3 years ago, something like that. And I do know that back then there were some problems with the build, not because the build was not like pretty. Actually, it kind of exploded, like I think 20,000 views back then. And people really digged it, but because of the, I think with the build itself came the rounded walls, rounded platforms. It was a little bit buggy, a little bit annoying. But I'm telling you that this build, unlike the previous one, is completely functional. There are so many things that you can do over here. You can even change the basic, like not the basics, but the business things, or that basically what the business can do or what people can do in the business, right? The traits of the business, maybe activities, call it whatever you want. And you can change them to fit your play style, whatever you want to do in the business. So it's really dope. And there are 5 wings over here, as you can see from the beginning. There are 3 wings are cells, and 2 wings are going to be activities. One is going to be for lectures and classes, which is one of the ways for you to actually make money, and the other wing is going to be for showering, doing number 1, number 2, and laundry. And of course, if you adding those stuff into the business activities, the Sims will also do them while they're in the prison. Now there are 2 ways to actually play this business, but we're gonna get to that later on. But where was I? Okay, so 64 by 64 in Windenburg, and it's in the Crumbling Isle, which is the left bottom part of the map, I believe. It's literally on the island. There's only one lot 64 by 64 over there. That's also where I built the previous prison, and this is where you're supposed to put this one. However, and this is the big however, people, You can actually place it in any other 64 by 64 lot. I do believe it will fit there naturally. So yeah, I don't think that you want to put it in the middle of the city or like, I don't know, in outside of the city, looking down the city in a very fancy area. So try to put it in kind of a far away from society lots. Do you know what I mean? So that's like my personal opinion where you're supposed to place that business. Now, by the way, right now you can see that I'm creating like some sections around the wings. This is, for an example, the water pumps and containers for the showers. And I didn't want, of course, to make okay, let's say it like that. I wanted to make sure that Sims will not be able to go and reach that area. It was more just for the vibe of the build and to make it feel a bit more real and realistic. You know that I'm all about the tiny deets of builds, so it will look like a real thing, just like right now I'm making the air conditioning system of vents on top of the build. And of course there's a helipad for choppers. To be honest, I really kind of mad about the Sims that we still don't have either some sort of a vehicles for transportation, just like choppers and boats and some cars. We all waiting for that, right? And yeah, so right now we're making the tower, but where was I? Okay, so the location. I'm suggesting to you to put it over here. And did you know, people, that there is kind of some sort of, I don't know if it's a bug currently in the game with the brand new pack, but hear me out. When you are leaving your business, if it's open, it will automatically shut itself down, which brings me to one of the biggest things that I wanted to tell you, people. When you're opening this business, you cannot shut it down if you encaged some of the prisoners inside of it, because they will reset, and the next time that you're gonna come back to your business, basically they will not be there. And that is why you have a full living court over here for your Sims. Now, call me crazy, I don't think that the Sims that are gonna run this prison should be like a big family. It's supposed to be like one dude that devoted himself to run the prison, right? So yeah, it's a living court for one single person. However, if you're really into it, you can always add like a basement part for this build and maybe make a bigger area for a family. But that's kind of gonna feel weird to have like a family running a prison, if you're asking me. It's supposed to be like a person that, you know, just like in real life, they are living in the prison, or even if they have a family, they are living in the prison while the family is away, right? You know what I mean? So just don't leave outside of the business once you opened it. Or at least do that when you know that you already don't have any more prisoners currently in the lot, because they will just vanish the moment that you're gonna go in. I think it's a bug in the game, to be honest, that the business is shutting itself down, because in the retail shops you can open the retail shop remotely. So I don't know, maybe someone, some of you heard something. Do let us know if it's a bug, if it's not a bug. But yeah, so right now you can see me creating the gym, the outside gym, and this is just like a path for the gods to walk around, right? I was just creating the gates around. Okay, so this is gonna be a draining tunnel, just like another, area in the build, just to add a little bit more vibe to it and feeling of realism and stuff like that. Another thing that I just want to point out is that because this build or this design is kind of repetitive, right? There are like 5 wings, and I didn't want to show you the same thing over and over and over and over again. What you're gonna notice in the build is that I'm doing one specific area, and then I'm just like, I'm just showing you one of the areas, and then instead of just showing you another time the same thing in a different area, like it's a repetitive, right? So I just cut it and edit it out, just like I did the whole, crumbling and marks of decaying on the prison. I did it only on one wing, and literally after that I did everything around the prison to look like it, but I just didn't show it to you because it just took a long time, and I don't want you to see something that I did like 10 times. So yeah, this is the ditch of the draining, well, let's call it like the sewers, maybe. Oh, look what we have over here. So yeah, another one thing that I want to point that out is that you need to know that I had around 10 hours of raw footage, which means that it took more than 10 hours because I'm also not like recording everything, right? Sometimes if something is like repetitive, I just cut it out and I'm not even recording it. So that build took me, people, 2 weeks of building. Yeah, I'm not like building 10 hours straight on, but yeah, a couple of hours a day, and then a couple of hours some other days not recording them. So I will highly appreciate it if you would like to hit the like button, and if you are brand new and you want to see more builds just like that, just subscribe to the channel, because I'm building stuff like that. I'm not building houses and stuff that Sims live in. I'm building stuff that Sims usually work in, owning and stuff like that, and I will highly appreciate it if you stick around. By the way, people, I just let you know that I just checked not too long ago, and we are so close to the 300, I believe, videos on the channel. That means that over the years I made more than 250 builds on the channel. Just imagine that, 250 builds on the channel. So definitely, if you're brand new here, just go on to the channel history, check some stuff, because I bet that you're gonna like. And right now you can see that I'm creating one of those jeeps, I guess, who's bringing the inmates inside. To be honest, originally, you can see on the left there is a truck over there. Like in one of my previous builds, I actually created like a prisoners transportation truck, but this time I decided not to. I just didn't want to. It felt just too big to be in front of the main gate, so I just like switched it with one of those jeeps over there. So yeah, in a bit we're probably gonna start seeing the stuff inside, and of course the cells. As I said in the like a couple of minutes ago, I'm just gonna show you like 1 or 2 cells, because they are, and I think now it's actually a good time to start talking about the build itself, what you can expect inside, and of course I'm gonna point that out also when we are inside. But what you can expect, how many prisoners or inmates. By the way, how are you gonna call them? Prisoners or inmates? Anyway, so we can talk about that and what you can expect. So, people, there are 3 wings, and right now we can see the outside gym. By the way, you know what, like a small break for explaining that. If you want the Sims to actually use those gym equipments, so in the business, how they call it? Business trade, I'm gonna call them and refer them to business traits, right? What Sims can do in the business. So in the business trait, you need to pick gym stuff, like fitness stuff, and then they will be able to, or they're more likely to go into the gym outside over here and work out. You're probably gonna see that, or you probably saw it already in the cinematic. I'm saying like probably because I haven't done the cinematic yet by the time that I'm talking to you, but I know what I want to show you over there. So yeah, this is the outside gym. It's a really nice place to chill with your inmates, and yeah. So 3 wings to this build. 3 wings of cells. In each cell, in each wing, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 4 cells with 1 bed in each one, and there's 1 wing that contains 5 cells. So in total, that gives you like what, 13 cells, right? 13? Yeah, good math, good math. So 13 cells. Now, there is only 1 bed over there. However, people, in my playtesting, I noticed that I could actually have all of them occupied by inmates. If you manage to bring more people, and there's a little bit of a tricky way to make sure that they will not run away, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to explain that in a bit. So if you're going to switch those beds into bunk beds, you can actually double the amount of inmates, right? So we can have up to 26. That's quite a lot of people, that you can have over here. So those are the cells wings, and you, as I said in the beginning, you have 2 more wings, 1 for lectures, which is, by the way, one of the main ways for you to actually make money in this business. Because let's talk about this, people. What our prison are all about, right? It's to lock up inside people who don't know how to behave outside, right? So imagine that this is like the lure of it, right? The people who coming over here and check into the business, not cash register or whatever, that station over there, which is gonna be, we're gonna have 4 of those, and there's also 1 inside, just to make sure that Sims that when you're closing the shop and reopening, they can use the basically the registration box again to get inside again, because there's like tricky thing. I'm gonna get to that later on. But what I was saying is that lecturing is one of the main ways to make money. Not lecturing, more like give classes. Which, by the way, people, if you are the owner of this jail, right, you need to make sure that either you or the employee that you have the skills to teach someone else some sort of a skill, like helpful? I don't know, one of those, helpful, I'm gonna say it, like helpful skill to life. Because the whole idea of people that are in prison, right, is to give them tools to act good in society. So this is exactly just like real life, people. You can actually take the inmates that you are captured over here. They came over here because they thought it's a business, and then you lock them for life or to 7 days, because this is The Sims and you cannot like just keep them forever. But you can put them there, and then you can basically give them classes in the classing or lecture room that is over there. And from that, you're gonna get a lot of money. You're getting per attendee, right? Per attendee, you're getting like 180 for handiness, 120 for bowling. I don't know if you want to teach them bowling, but that's the main ways basically that you're gonna make money. Basically, you are mimicking the whole concept of giving them tools for life to behave outside of the prison. So you see, it's like literally this build and this pack made prison realistic business to run. And the money you're not getting basically from those who got inside, you're getting it from the government, in our mind, of course, right? In our brain. And of course, this is the backyard for those who want to play some basketball and shoot some hoops. But yeah, so now let's talk about how do you make this build 100% functional, and pay close attention. It's just gonna sound very complicated because you need to do it in a very specific way, how you locking them and preventing them from escaping. And I'm gonna try to make it as simple as it is. So let's get into it. And by the way, before we get into it, right now you can see someone was trying to run away from the prison. Look at that, look at that. But a fun fact, there is another hole in one of the cells. He didn't manage to calculate the right destination and kind of, you know, end up getting inside of the jail. How's that? How's that? Tiny deeds, people. We're all about tiny deeds. So how do you make this build functional? Let's get to it. So there are two ways, as I was saying, to play it. One for people who do not run any mods and do not run anything and is just playing it as it is. And the other one is just like with a small change that will allow you to change the clothes of the inmates, just like as you could see in the cinematic. I'm gonna explain basically one, and it's applying to the other one, but with a tiny change. So you're starting off by buying this property. Now, for those of you who want to know how much it's gonna cost you to own a freaking jail, it's gonna cost you over 400,000 simoleons. I believe it's around 400. Wait, I wrote it down. 413,000 simoleons to run it as the owner. Now, once you got it, and for those who are not familiar with the system, it's a little bit different when you want to own a business outside of your household. You actually need to open your phone, and over there you have the option to buy, don't register, but buy a small business. After that, you can sell your own home if you want, but this is how you can buy this property. You do not buy it from the business section. The Sims did make it a little bit more complicated to understand, but yeah, open the phone, buy small business venue. That's like the option. After you bought it with 400,000 simoleons, you come over here with your Sims and pause the game because you want to do a lot of stuff before that. Okay, so once you pause the game, you want to set up the business. So you open the menu, register as a small business. It's gonna cost you, right, 750, I think, simoleons, something like that. And you put all the traits, you know, description, title, whatever. I just called it, I do believe I called it the Imperial Prison, something like that. That was the name of the prison that I called it. But after that, you pick the traits of the business, right? So hear me out. The trait that I picked and you must pick in order for the Sims to do the basic stuff of living here as a business, right, is you need to pick sleeping, okay? You need to pick showering because then they do the basic stuff. You don't need to pick eating because they will do it anyway. You pick lecturing because there are gonna be lectures over there. And you can pick two other stuff that you can change, as I was saying at the beginning of the video. So I picked workout because of the gym outside, and fight because it's a jail and there must be a fight at some point, right? So there will be like a little bit more hostile. As you can see right now, a small break, there's a football field or mini football field for those who wants to make some kicking, I guess. So where was I? Okay, so how do you run it? After you set the basically the shop preferences, by the way, right now you can see that there is also woodworking, so you can do classes of handiness in woodworking. Just add over here another lecture board. Basically on the back or whatever you want to find, there's going to be a shed. You can put it instead of the sitting area over there. You can put a lecture board, and then you can teach people how to like a handiness skill. That is really, really dope. So after setting the traits of the business, then you can actually start opening the business. You need to start opening the business from the same menu, 75 simoleons, and this is starting to be the tricky part, people. Pay a close attention. Sims will start arriving into your business. Now, it depends on how much you basically set the fee entrance, right? And I wanted them to pay by the hour. I think it's way more profitable. So I set it on 50% and pay by the hour. That's around 7 simoleons every hour for everyone who's visiting the jail. Now, they are getting inside, paying with their phone, and then what you need to do, you need to do it with each one of them that you want to go and in cage, basically in one of the or in prison in one of the cells. You need to introduce yourself to them, and then you need to, while you're talking with one of them individually, you need to go by yourself to one of the cells and press chat here. That individual that you just started talking with will follow you into the cell. The moment that they are in the cell, you're just pressing the door and set it to lock for everyone other than the household members. And there you go, people. You just imprisoned one of the Sims. Now, this is the moment when the MC command mode can come handy for those who are running the mod, and those who don't, you can just skip that. Those who are running the mod, you can press the inmates that you just encaged inside, and because of it in the cells, you're gonna have literally everything that they need in order to live. They're gonna have a toilet, they have a bed, so they basically have the basics, right? The only thing that is missing is food, but don't worry, we're gonna get to that in a bit, how they're getting food. Once they're inside and you're pressing them, and you do have an MC command mod, you can cast, like modify in cast the Sims, right? So then you can apply orange or stripes or whatever type of uniform that you want in the cast. And the moment that you end the cast progress, it will save them inside of the jail in that cell, okay? So there you have it. You have an inmate with an orange uniform or prison uniform locked inside, and good luck to them. And you just rinse and repeat for everyone who just visiting your prison until you have all the wings and all the cells occupied by a inmate. Now, this is the tricky part, people. Once you have that, you actually need to close down literally those doors that you see right now. You see those two doors and the doors with the red lights on top on the screen right now? Those are the two main entrances. There we go, right now, those two bluish one and the two red one, because for some reason, even though I set that tiny room over here, which is supposed to be only for employee, Sims and inmates will still go there. I think it's a bug in the game. It was set to only employee section, but even visitor went into. Sims team, deal with it. It's a buggy currently. So just know that. You need to lock those doors over there that you saw and set them to locked for everyone other than household members. And that's it. Basically, all the Sims that will visit now from now on the prison, they will go to the four like machines at the beginning, like the entrance. They will keep paying for you, but they cannot access the prison, and the inmates cannot go outside. And that's the moment where you can start pressing the cells, each one of the doors that you locked, right? And you can do unlock. The prisoners will be able, or the inmates will be able to go outside to the dining room, which is the big space that you see right now being created. And in here they can get some food, and then they can go to shower, they can go to the lecture room, you can give them lectures, you can give them classes, make more money, and this is basically how you set up this business. Now, people, and as you can see, I'm adding some more tiny deets like that tray over there, that to be honest, I'm a bit mad at the team that we don't have trays that are silver color, but whatever. After you doing so, you basically have the prison set up, and now you can start playing it as a business. All the sims that currently inside will keep regenerate you money, 7, 5, 10, whatever the price fee that you set. And literally you're gonna get money from them being inside, and you can do interaction with them. You can teach them some stuff in lectures and classes, and that's the whole thing, as I was saying, right? You want to give them tools, and at some point you just need to release them, right? Because, you know, that's the whole concept of prison. You don't want to imprisonate them forever, you just want to make them better people and send them back to society. So asking me, I don't know what is the life cycle that you have in the game. Currently, I have like a medium to, I think medium to high. Usually I'm playing with high. But I would say like 1 to 2 weeks, maybe at most. That should be like a good sentence for each one of them, you know. So try to refresh the people that are coming in from time to time. Just remember, and this is biggie, people, I don't know if it's a bug in the game, but you need to know that those are two main problems. First, you cannot, I'm gonna say it again, you cannot leave the lot. You can go outside of the lot into some interaction stuff if you have like booths of food, stuff like that around it, but you cannot go into a loading screen into another venue, another lot, another place, because if you do, it will reset the inmates, okay? So do not do that. So as I was saying, just play the business for like 2, 3, 4 days with inmates, set them all free after you made them better people, and then go do whatever you want outside of the lot. I think it's a bug in the game because that's like basically saying that you cannot do anything other than running the business at any time given, right? The other thing that you need to know, and by the way, right now this is the control room, which is also the living court for the owner. But the other bug that I wanted to tell you is this. There is, I think, I don't know if it's like they meant it to happen, but the business can only be running for 24, I believe, 24 straight hours. That's it. I actually, when I was doing playtesting, after 24 hours, I got a notification saying that the business is running almost 24 hours and it's about to be shut down. So hear me out, people. You can actually, on the menu on the right side of the business, you can close the business and immediately after, open it. It will reset the timer and the inmates that are inside will not vanish. So just know that this is another thing that you can deal with. I don't know if it's a bug in the game, maybe it is. But I just want to let you know, you don't need to be like worrying and stuff. It will not reset your inmates. You just need to know that it's a thing. But yeah, those are the two problems, let's call it like that, currently in the business, in this business, and maybe even in general. And right now, as you can see, there's like a taser over there, and how they call it, like handcuffs over there, because it's a prison after all, right? And a lot of work and a lot of paper around. Someone needs to process all of that. So yeah, those are like the big things that I wanted to explain about this build and how you're running it and how you're gonna basically play it as a prison owner. And as I was saying, the main way to make money over here is by doing classes. So just, again, very important, make sure that the people that you either hire to work here or your sims can actually give classes, because if you're not, you're gonna get money from incomes, however, like from entrance fee, but that's not a lot of money, to be honest. Like 7, 10, I don't know if people will actually pay 10 simoleons. Maybe if you're gonna raise the level of your business, maybe they will be more, like more often people will be like, yeah, I'm gonna pay 10 simoleons to be a prisoner over here. It's kind of funny to say that, but again, remember, in my brain, it's the government of the Sims paying you and not those who just visit the place, right? So over here you can see that we keep making the basically shared showers. And by the way, people were actually showering. I do believe that in the cinematic you saw that. So you don't need, I think the Sims at some point they did some sort of an update making Sims less I don't know, shy to take a shower in public, because they were. And on the back over there you can see there's another space over there. That is where you're gonna find the laundry room. And if you want the Sims to be able to make laundry, as like, because in prison they do, you know, they do their own laundry. So if you want them to do that, you need to add that as one of the traits in the business traits menu. So just remember that you can do that. The whole fun part of this build specifically is that there are so many stuff that you can actually do. At some point, for the record, if you want to give them another skill, I don't know, stargazing or something, you can switch the section outside that you saw with the woodworking to something else. Just remove the woodworking, play something else that can give skills to the Sims, and just mentor them over there by adding, as I was saying, another lecture board, because there is a lecture board, but only in the lecture room that you're gonna see in a bit. Actually, right now I just remember that there were two more, some sort, let's call it like small bugs. Let me know if it's something that happened to you also in the business expansion pack so far. One of them is that ghosts can pass through walls, even into sections that they're not supposed to. So yeah, I can understand, you know, like ghosts, they should be able to move. So don't try to impersonate some ghost Sims, because they will just go through the whole prison. It's kind of throwing out of the window the whole concept of maybe trying to make like a prison for ghosts, right? They will just not be there. They will just like roam around, and yeah. So ghosts do go through walls. So yeah, just know that. And the other one is that employees. Did you know, people, that you can basically employ anyone, employ any Sims that you know, right? So you can actually, in the process of putting Sims into the cells, if you missed that part, go back. I actually timelined it on the video if you want to know how to do that. So if you want to have some employees, because you can literally put anyone that you know, anyone that the Sims that you're playing knows. The thing is that once you put them into the business, into their job, for some reason they were not like coming with their uniform. I don't know. I created a uniform for them, but they did not put it on. So I don't know if it's a game bug. Maybe you need to have a wardrobe next to that. If you know it, let me know. Maybe I missed something. But the Sims that I actually hired to be on the Woba Boba Bubble Tea Bar, or whatever that thing called, they actually went into that bar. However, they were not in uniform. So I don't know, maybe I missed something, but they were not. And right now you can see that we are in the lecture room. Now this is, by the way, if you're wondering, it's not gonna be actually decaying and broken and too much of you know, nasty, let's go like that, like the other parts of the prison, because this is the room that's actually supposed to feel good. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like the hope. Let's call it the room with the hope for the people, or for the inmates. So it's gonna be kind of clean compared to the other parts of the build. And there are a lot of sitting areas over here. And yes, they actually sit down when I was like basically mentoring them. And by the way, this is another thing that you can do, people. I don't know if you know that, but you can actually one-on-one mentoring someone if you have the skills for it. And from that, you're actually making the biggest amount of money. So in my mind, and try to go with it, right? So you have an inmate, you try to make them a better person before you release them into the Sims world again. And you mentoring them because you see hope in them. So they're specifically, you're investing a little bit more to like privately mentoring them. You're getting a lot of money out of it. You can actually get 5,000-6,000, depends on how much and what is the skill that you're mentoring them. There are skills that actually you're getting more, for the record. Handiness actually gives you a lot. And yeah, just have that in mind. And right now over here, you can see that this is like supposed to be like the living court for the staff members. And this is only if you're hiring staff members. You can, to be honest, if you want to keep the place clean, I will highly advise to have other Sims as a staff members for cleaning. Maybe you can get another one that is going to be like a guard that's roaming around. And in cast mode, and this is exactly what I told you, you can play the build with MC command mod and without. If you do have the mod, you can basically cast their uniform and create a uniform for them, so they kind of gonna look like official guards in the build. And yeah, so over here, that's basically the showers for the staff members. And I'm not gonna show you how I did over there the restroom, because you know the rule on the channel. I do not show you restroom because it's boring and kind of repetitive. So I skipped that. That's literally a joke on the channel. I don't think that I show people restrooms that I'm creating, because it's just usually it's just boring. So yeah, but I will show you just the other tiny deets of the shower area. And right here, people, this is the cells. This is the one wing, and as I was saying, I'm not gonna show you all the 3 wings. I'm gonna show you only one wing because the other ones are kind of repetitive, kind of the same. The other one, literally, like the 2 other ones are literally just different colors and maybe just a slightly different orientation. Maybe I moved some stuff. And yeah, and those are the gates, by the way, that I told you that you need to lock after you basically lure the Sims inside of the cells. Now, there were some changes here and there from the wings. I do believe the colors, because I wanted one wing to be blue, one red, and one yellow, I want to say. So you're just gonna see this one, and you're gonna see another room, which was a little bit more special, like another cell, which was a little bit more special because it had the, if you remember, the hole of someone trying to escape. So that was like one of the one of the cells that someone started digging the hole from and kind of messed it up and didn't manage to go outside in the right area. So that's what you're gonna see in the cells section, and yeah, as you can see, I'm adding a lot of decay wall decor. I think you're gonna call it like wall decor, right? And did you know that those mouse holes are actually bringing mouses like outside? It's really dope, to be honest. I should add more of those around. I think maybe I'm gonna add a couple of more of those before I'm gonna release it on the gallery. And by the way, people, yes, if you want to get this build for yourself, just go to my gallery, RGeetect, just like the name of the channel, nothing changed. And look for the ID, like the ID on the gallery RGeetect, and not like a specific build, because I know that the gallery systems are kind of broken in terms of like searches, stuff like that. So yeah, you're gonna find this build on the gallery for you to download, enjoy, and have some fun. Let me know if you're gonna go and get it. Let me know what type of prison is gonna be, white color, I think it's called, right? Maybe just like a general one. Let me know what do you think about this build in the comment section down below. So one of your inmates just released after you made them a better person and want to open a jewelry shop. Check out this jewelry store that I made in The Sims 4 without CC, without mods. You can run it as a business, and until the next time, keep that Sims party going for me. RG out.